A Course in Miracles. Lesson 126. All that I give is given to myself. Today's idea, completely alien to the ego and the thinking of the world, is crucial to the thought reversal that this course will bring about. If you believe this statement, there would be no problem in complete forgiveness, certainty of goal, and sure direction. You would understand the means by which salvation comes to you, and would not hesitate to use it now. Let us consider what you do believe in place of this idea. It seems to you that other people are apart from you, and able to behave in ways which have no bearing on your thoughts, nor yours on theirs. Therefore, your attitudes have no effect on them, and their appeals for help are not in any way related to your own. You further think that they can sin without affecting your perception of yourself, while you can judge their sin and yet remain apart from condemnation and at peace. When you forgive a sin, there is no gain to you directly. You give charity to one unworthy, merely to point out that you are better, on a higher plane than he whom you forgive. He has not earned your charitable tolerance, which you bestow on one unworthy of the gift, because his sins have lowered him beneath a true equality with you. He has no claim on your forgiveness. It holds out a gift to him, but hardly to yourself. Thus is forgiveness basically unsound, a charitable whim, benevolent yet undeserved, a gift bestowed at times, at other times withheld. Unmerited, withholding it is just, nor is it fair that you should suffer when it is withheld. The sin that you forgive is not your own. Someone apart from you committed it. And if you then are gracious unto him by giving him what he does not deserve, the gift is no more yours than was his sin. If this be true, forgiveness has no grounds on which to rest dependably and sure. It is an eccentricity, in which you sometimes choose to give indulgently an undeserved reprieve. Yet it remains your right to let the sinner not escape the justified repayment for his sin. Think you the Lord of heaven would allow the world's salvation to depend on this? Would not his care for you be small indeed if your salvation rested on a whim? You do not understand forgiveness. As you see it, it is but a check upon overt attack, without requiring correction in your mind. It cannot give you peace as you perceive it. It is not a means for your release from what you see in someone other than yourself. It has no power to restore your unity with him to your awareness. It is not what God intended it to be for you. Not having given him the gift he asks of you, you cannot recognize his gifts and think he has not given them to you. Yet would he ask you for a gift unless it was for you? Could he be satisfied with empty gestures and evaluate such petty gifts as worthy of his Son? Salvation is a better gift than this, and true forgiveness, as the means by which it is attained, must heal the mind that gives. Forgiving is receiving. What remains as unreceived has not been given, but what has been given must have been received. Today, we try to understand the truth that giver and receiver are the same. You will need help to make this meaningful, because it is so alien to the thought to which you are accustomed. But the help you need is there. Give him your faith today, and ask him that he share your practicing in truth today. And if you only catch a tiny glimpse of the release that lies in the idea we practice for today, this is a day of glory for the world. Give 15 minutes twice today to the attempt to understand today's idea. It is the thought by which forgiveness takes its proper place in your priorities. It is the thought that will release your mind from every bar to what forgiveness means, and let you realize its worth to you. In silence, close your eyes upon the world that does not understand forgiveness, and seek sanctuary in the quiet place where thoughts are changed and false beliefs laid by. Repeat today's idea and ask for help in understanding what it really means. Be willing to be taught. Be glad to hear the voice of truth and healing speak to you, and you will understand the words he speaks, and recognize he speaks your words to you. As often as you can, remind yourself you have a goal today, an aim which makes this day of special value to yourself and all your brothers. All that I give is given to myself. This is the law of extension. It is not an ideal. It is not a metaphor. It is the blueprint of wholeness. Forgiveness becomes effortless when this is known, because forgiveness is no longer letting go of what someone did. It is the realization that nothing has been taken. The ego tells us giving is sacrifice. But in truth, giving is how we recognize what we have. So when I forgive you, I am not rising above your guilt. I am dissolving mine. I am releasing the weight I place between us, because there is no us. There is only me, and the me that forgives is the me that remembers. What would I release today if I knew it was mine to carry or mine to lay down? What grudge still whispers that separation is real? What would love give back to me if I gave it away right now? The Course is gently but directly saying, you think other people exist outside of you. You think their pain is not your pain. You think their cries for help have nothing to do with your own salvation. And worst of all, you think you can condemn them and still walk away clean. This is the madness of separation. This is the ego's courtroom, where you are both the judge and the exempt, where you believe you can cast guilt outward like a stone and remain untouched by the echo. But here's the correction. You cannot attack without attacking yourself. You cannot condemn your brother without condemning your soul. Why? Because there is no brother. There is only you dreaming of others. The illusion says, they did it. They hurt me. They should be punished. But the truth says, there is no they. There is only a cry for love, mirrored back as my own. So I ask, can I truly judge you without imprisoning myself? Can I deny your innocence and still remember mine? Can I call you guilty and still claim peace? This is the unmasking of egoic forgiveness. Forgiveness with quotation marks. The kind of forgiveness that still believes in sin. That says, you really did it, but I'll rise above it. That still needs to be the better person. It's a spiritual superiority complex. A forgiveness that says, you failed, but I'll tolerate you. You're beneath me, but I'll show grace. But that isn't forgiveness. It's hidden condemnation dressed up as virtue. It's just another way to say, you're still guilty. Real forgiveness says, nothing happened, because separation never occurred, because the dream never touched reality. So now I ask, am I offering freedom or proving superiority? Do I need to be above someone to feel okay? Would I rather be right or healed? Because fake forgiveness binds, but real forgiveness sets us both free. The Course goes deeper still. It says egoic forgiveness is unsound, because it rests on the belief that the sin belongs to someone else, that what was done is not mine, and I am detached from it. But if I see it, it must be mine. Not the act, but the meaning I gave it. And here's the reversal. If the sin is yours, the forgiveness is yours. And if the sin is not yours, neither is the forgiveness. You can't give what you don't think you have. So if you believe forgiveness is for them, you've already denied your inheritance. True forgiveness only makes sense when I realize I'm not forgiving you for what you did. I'm forgiving the idea that we were ever not the same. So now I ask, am I ready to accept that in truth? No one ever hurt me because there is no other. Now we go deeper still. If the sin is theirs, how did I get hurt? If I am not involved, why am I bleeding? Because the moment I see it, it's mine. The thought is mine. The perception is mine. The Course doesn't ask me to deny what I see. It asks me to question what I think it means, because meaning is the mind's domain, and that's where salvation lives. So let me ask, if you and I are the same, what is left to punish? What is left to fear? What could possibly be unforgivable, if all I'm seeing is me? The Course brings the hammer down. You think the Lord of Heaven would leave salvation up to your mood, to your whims, your grudges? That's not forgiveness. That's spiritual weather. Conditional mercy built on sand, and all the ego says, I'll forgive if I feel like it. But God says, forgiveness is not yours to ration. It is mine to give through you. So now I ask, who is the sinner in my story? Who is still on trial in my mind? And what would it take to finally let them walk free? Not because they earned it, but because I remembered who I am. I do not understand forgiveness. And this is not shame. This is the beginning of learning. To understand is to perceive the intended meaning. And if I've been using forgiveness as leverage, as virtue signaling, as a mask for judgment, I have misunderstood it completely. Forgiveness is not a check on attack. It is the end of the belief in attack. It is not for changing their behavior. It is for correcting my mind. So I ask, what if everything I thought about forgiveness was wrong? What if the one I think I need to forgive is me, dreaming of them? Now I see. Forgiving is receiving. Because the mind that gives is the mind that's healed. When I give forgiveness, I finally know I have it. Because I remember. I am not giving it to you. I am giving it to myself. So what if I'm the one who's been waiting? What if today is the day I give the gift and finally receive it? Let this be the day of glory for the world. Let this be the day I give and remember who I am. All that I give is given to myself. All that I give is given to myself. All that I give is given to myself. Amen.